If you want more FIFA content from me, I'm now uploading exclusive videos to Patreon. The link for that is down below. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com. And of course, you can use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. Today, Flashback 88 rated TOTS Taarabt. I am very, very excited for this one because back in, FIFA 13, 14, 15 and so on and so forth, this guy was an absolute animal. Back where skills actually mattered and you could do them and beat people. This year, to be fair, skills are actually not that bad. Last year, it was basically just your basic skills, and Elasticos worked quite nicely. But in previous FIFAs, they've sort of toned down skills more and more. And this year, I wouldn't say that they're back, but you can definitely use a lot of them. And I'm starting to incorporate a lot more into my game. I tried to use as many as I could within reason with Taarabt in the review, but unfortunately, some of them they just didn't come off, and I'm just not that great at doing it, basically. So some of them that will look a little bit dodgy and unnecessary here or there, and other times he doesn't do any at all and just bangs in a goal. So they released this very, very fair price point. I think a lot of people will be happy about it. There are going to be some people who moan about it because that's just the nature of people, right? There is a massive underlying issue with this card, and we will talk about it, and I'm going to mention it a lot during the video because it is so annoying that he has the stat that he has. I think a lot of you know what it is, but 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot is fantastic. Low defensive work rate because he's lazy, let's be honest. He does have a medium attacking work rate though, which isn't too bad. It's not quite low like Balotelli style, but still it's not bad. It's mad that he's only 30. I'm older than this guy. He's 30 years old. He's been around longer than I've been alive, and yet I'm still older than him. Crazy stuff. 90 acceleration, 85 sprint speed with the Maestro chem style. And of course, this is completely subjective. You can use whatever chem style you want. I did toy between the Maestro, the Engine, and the Artist. I actually toyed with playing him as a striker and thought maybe putting the Sniper on him would be a good idea as well. So you've got plenty of options. I went with the Maestro, though, as it hit 3 areas. And of course, we get a 99 shot power, 94 long shots, 93 positioning, which I thought was very, very good. His volley's up to 97 as well. Unfortunately, we don't touch the finishing that remains at 80. Not great. That is definitely something that, not that I found it to be a huge problem, because he still scored loads of goals for me. You'd have seen the profile at the very beginning and his record. He gets a lot of assists, he gets a lot of goals. I'm going to show you mainly goals in this player review, but I think if you were to boost his finishing and maybe put him as a striker, you'd probably get a little bit more out of him in more ways than one, and I will cover that again going forward. He has 99 vision and 97 short passing, 99 free kicks. We're going to see evidence of that. Absolutely crazy free kicks, and then of course 86 long passing. That's with a Maestro chem style. The free kicks are 89 without the chem style, and the vision is 96 without the chem style, and the short passing is 87. So we do boost that quite considerably, and of course he does get a dribbling and agility boost. That's the team I've got him in. It's not the best team in the world. We've even got the dreaded Corona in there at right wing, although what I wanted to do was play as many 5-star skillers as I possibly could. I say that, I probably could have squeezed Ziyech in there somehow, but I sort of left it alone. But Magidi, Amavi, Corona, and of course Taarabt, all 5-star skillers, and a lot of 4-star skillers in there as well. Just a very capable team. Not the best team in the world, and that's one of the problems and the first issue that we're going to come to. Chemistry. Unless you're a Portuguese league fan, and in particular maybe a Benfica fan, you won't have a team that you enjoy using when bringing in Taarabt. So the whole super sub thing might be already starting to come through here rather than starting 11, because the issue with him is chemistry. It's not a great nation to try and link in because there aren't that many great Moroccans in the game. Of course, you've got Ziyech and there are a couple of others, sure, but they're not really the sort of upper class players you'll probably be using at this point during the game. So at the moment, getting him into a starting 11 team without using a massive icons is not that easy to do. As you can see, I'm just sort of messing around with it a little bit, trying to work the angles to be able to use decent skill moves. He goes for goal there. Maybe he should have used a finesse shot and went for just power, and it didn't really come off. But I tried my best to use a lot of sort of a range of skills, if you will. You know, like not necessarily all 5-star skill moves and not all necessarily complicated skill moves. I did sort of brush up on my skills a little bit before I went into this, and that kind of threw me off because I had a look at a skills tutorial before I went into this, just in case there was something that I didn't know how to do that I could incorporate, and I actually discovered 2 things, or maybe even 3 things, that I didn't really know how to do. I obviously knew they existed, but I didn't know how to do them, so I tried to learn them. But when I went into the review and I went into the games, I kept getting confused, and I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do, because obviously I've got these 3 brand new skill moves in mind that I want to try, and I couldn't really focus my mind to use just one of them. It was all a case of, oh, which one do I use? Too late, I've lost the ball. This is the free kick. Now, I'm not a free kick master in this game, but I could move that circle quite far into the corner quite easily. And also, look how far this is away from the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is nowhere near that. That is an absolute banger of a free kick. I didn't put any top spin on it. I was going to try the knuckleball, and I thought, you know what, no, just go tried and trusted. And I scored my fair share with a decent free kick taker if they don't put a player on the line. Remember back, was it like FIFA 13 or 14? People used to put a player on the line, and you never scored. It might even be 15, I'm not sure. That's back again this year. If you put a player on the line, chances are, you're just not going to concede a goal. It's not a nice thing to do. It's kind of boring and annoying, but hey, whatever you got to do to win the game, I suppose. But that being said, yeah, the skill move side of this game is really nice to use, and like I said, I really wanted to incorporate as many as I could and try and mix it up a little bit and score some sort of skill montage style goals, but the problem with it was I just kept getting confused as to what I wanted to do. Good bit of football there, plays it inside, gets the ball back, and should have scored. He really should have. The goalkeeper's made an absolute save, an absolute astonishing save there. He's going to get plenty of chances again, though, to get his name on the score sheet. So I was trying to just play football in the end. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to play. And this was the goal I scored after I decided that. So I was trying to give the ball to Taarabt a lot. And the issue with that is his stamina. And that is the biggest concern I have with this card, and I've managed to refrain from mentioning it for about 7.5 minutes, which I think I deserve a round of applause for. Hit the like button, thank you very much, because I could easily have mentioned that at the very beginning. His stamina is shocking, and now we should have a count in the top left-hand corner for the amount of times I say stamina. But the biggest concern that I have is if you can somehow squeeze him into a decent starting 11, you can't use him for the full 90, realistically anyway. Now, I had him as a cam for the majority of it. I kept moving him up to striker, though, to try and preserve him a little bit, because my strikers are getting behind, sure, but they are stay forward. And he has a low defensive work rate, so he will show no sign whatsoever of trying to come back and help out. He will remain up top, regardless of what the work rates are and the instructions are. He's just going to stay there, right? So I thought moving him up to a striker would help, and to be fair, it does. You can squeeze a few more minutes out of him, but if you're like me and you want to try and give him the ball as often as you can, and of course if you're like me and you try and do skills, not necessarily saying I can do them, but if you just try and do them a lot, you use a lot of energy, because you're going to be on the ball a lot, you're going to be shifting it from side to side, doing all these fancy tricks and flicks, and that does take its toll on a player, and the stamina in particular. So you need to take that into consideration when playing with this card, and it's exactly the reason why I'm saying super sub rather than starting 11, because I'd like to say yes, starting 11, but you can't. It's a nightmare. Like, if you're happy to use him for 60 minutes flat out, or 50 minutes flat out, I should say, then yeah, sure, why not? Put him in there and then make sure you've got a decent super sub. But to pick up a player who's untradeable and then just say to yourself, right, well, I'm going to limit myself to 50 minutes is really, really irritating. And I know the super sub side of his game is obviously doing that as well, because you're saying, right, well, I'm going to bring him on for even less. I'm going to bring him on in half time, or with sort of 10-20 minutes to go or something. So that's really irritating as well, and that's what is so frustrating about this card. It would be so easy for EA to have said, Like, I mean, they've boosted his stamina by 21, to be fair, so they've given him a big significant boost, but I don't understand why they can't just say, look, here's 80 stamina, here's 85 stamina, he's now usable, go have some fun. This card is extremely fun, but and meta for sure. Even though he's 6'1", he's definitely meta. His ball control is second to none. His skills are fantastic. He's got that little bit of pace about him. He's got that air of composure about him as well. I do really like him. I just hate the fact that his stamina is so poor. Nation Link's obviously not great because he's Moroccan and again, not really in a great league to be linking into some quality players, but overall definitely worth the 35,000-40,000 coins that he's coming in at right now. Let me know what you think of Adel Taarabt in the comments section down below. If you have enjoyed today's review, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you need, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.